my man, because again, Greg and I are friends, and this video isn't directed at him saying he's a huge piece of shit. Now, right here, this is where he said, true enough, if we held ourselves to the current standards, we'd all be a bunch of pussies. Everything that I have right now, and everything that I am in this industry, is because of who I am as a person, and it is fucking batshit crazy. All right, everybody, today I'm going to be reacting to the video of Greg Doucette reacting to my video of me saying that I got fat. So here we go. This is my first reaction video. I'm sitting in front of my new setup here in my office where I got 3 different monitors, the cameras, a ton of different stuff, so bear with me. This is going to be quite the experience. I'm very excited about it. Got a bunch of buttons here, but let's go for the first time ever. I'm going to pop my cherry today. So everybody knows who Greg Doucette is. He's a great guy. We've had many conversations. He has a tremendous following. He has built his entire channel around him reacting to crazy things done in the internet. Pretty much has paved a way for people doing reactionary videos in the bodybuilding industry on the internet. Great job. He has set standards for himself and everyone on YouTube doing these styles of videos. So pretty much in the video, Greg goes through and says that, number one, I need to shave, which I do agree with you on that, brother. I'll probably look way leaner if I shave. It's actually on my whiteboard over there saying shave video to see what you look like when you're a hairy beast compared to lean and nice trimmed up. He also goes on there to state that I have body dysmorphia, that my Ghrelin levels were so high because I had such low percentage of body fat is the reason that I was stress eating and eating all those shit foods through the holidays. It wasn't my decision. It was the Ghrelin talking. It was the Ghrelin, everyone. It wasn't my poor decision making. And then also he states that I put way too much pressure on myself by stating that I want to get into the best shape of my life because I haven't in so long, and it was a goal that I set for myself at the beginning of the year to say that I want to look really good this year. I want to get back into a shredded look like I did a show. Now, not forever, for Christ's sakes, because everybody knows you can't do that. And then also he states that I need counseling. So let's dive into it all. All right, so first, if you haven't watched my video where I state that I got kind of fat, please go watch that video. It's probably right below this one, not too far down. And also make sure that you go watch Greg's video and you kind of form your own opinion of it all before you come back to here. But my video that I posted this video stating that I got kind of fat. Now, my standards are very high for myself. I'm an IFBB professional bodybuilder. I'm very proud of it. I've worked very hard to put myself in this position, and I like it. I've worked very hard for it. Those are the standards that I have set for myself in my life. Now, in this video, I go through and I'm very vulnerable. I tell everybody what I look like right now and how I didn't really like looking at myself in the mirror. I didn't feel good about myself when I looked in the mirror, you know, and that's one thing that that in the video Greg was saying about body dysmorphia. Whenever you have body dysmorphia, you have a poor vision of yourself. Now, that's typical in bodybuilding. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique as bodybuilders. That's what makes this whole thing great because, in my opinion, that's what makes it great because constantly in bodybuilding, what makes it so special is the fact that every single week we are pushing ourselves to progressively get better in a sense of an off season or in sense of a prep. We are constantly pushing ourselves to see where we function the absolute best. Okay, that's why progress pictures are so important, okay? Because in bodybuilding, okay, if we have a starting point, we're here. We want to get better. So make sure that you are taking progress pictures of yourself. Progress pictures, progress videos, tracking all of the data, making sure that you're on point, and finding out what makes you better. That's how you set new standards for yourself. That's why certain people in certain aspects of their life are better than you are. That's why you're all watching this video. That's why you all watch Greg. That's why you all watch me. That's why you watch so many different people, is because we are constantly setting new standards for ourselves and pushing ourselves for more. Now, call me an asshole, but I think that's pretty cool. Constantly pushing yourself for something. That is why I constantly encourage you guys to do better for yourselves. Hardworking motherfucker. Be the absolute best person you can be in every single aspect of your life and constantly push for more because we are able-bodied, healthy young men and women. You ain't got no problems, just more work to do. Get that out of your head that you have these massive problems. It's going to come up in life, absolutely, but you're constantly going to push yourself. But let's not get off track here. I'll run and ramble. Body dysmorphia. In bodybuilding, that is the most common thing. There's bigorexia, there's body dysmorphia, there's all these different terms. However, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a standard that I set for myself. I'm constantly pushing myself for more and more and more. And yes, that's going to put pressure on yourself. But just like your man C-Bum says, pressure is a privilege, motherfucker. You should feel privileged to have this type of pressure in your life, to be able to push yourself to new levels, to not be such a fucking pussy where you look for an excuse around every single corner. I don't know what to do right now. The ghrelin, it's so high, I'm stress eating. Give me a fucking break. No, you don't get excuses. You're a healthy, able-bodied young man. You should be working your ass off. And in bodybuilding, you are constantly able to push yourself. So those progress pictures that I was talking about. Every week, you're going to take pictures of yourself in progress, okay? You're going to say, man, what's great about bodybuilding is I did all this work this week, and I look better. Then you do it the following week, and you're like, man, I look even better. And then the following week, man, I look even better. And then the following week, I look even better. You get your blood work done, and you see that your body is actually operating at a higher level, functioning better than it was a month ago, all because of the work that you're doing. You're doing it, and no one can take that away from you. Not a single soul on the planet can take away the hard work that you put in and all of the results you're getting out. And then you do it again, and then you do it again. And before you know it, all of a sudden, your standard of life is much higher than it was previously. Call me an asshole, but I think that's pretty great. So we do this and constantly push ourselves. And regular people in society don't really like that too much because we're constantly pushing and it becomes overbearing. It becomes intense and it becomes very full of pressure. And oh my God, is this uncomfortable? It's supposed to be, dude. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. You're not supposed to sit stagnant and feel good about yourself just because you woke up in the morning and you think you're pretty today. I don't give a fuck. What are you doing for society? What are you doing for your family? What are you doing for your people? That's how you continue to set new standards for yourself. That's what makes this all so special, because the hard work that you put in and the results that you get out, nobody can take them from you. That's why I love bodybuilding. And sure, if you want to put a label on it, like everybody does today to this day and age, go ahead and put one on it. There are people with some serious mental disorders. There are, and it does happen. And sometimes people take it too far for too long. But that's the process of trial and error and why having good people around you is so important. So as you continue to progress in bodybuilding and say you're prepping for a show, okay, natural or unnatural. Unnatural, you got steroids in there and they're going to fuck you up and we all know it. But along the way, you're going to get to a point where you're going to realize that your body is functioning at such a high level, it is unbelievable. And usually that's around that 8-week out mark. You are strong, you are full, you are in incredible cardiovascular shape. You're doing 45 minutes of cardio in the morning. You're like, man, I wake up on time. I am eating a well-balanced diet because you're not really restricting too many calories yet. I'm training in the evening, like late afternoon, early evening. I'm going and having another great meal. I'm sleeping incredibly well because you're fueling your body and training hard. And you're like, I look great. I feel like a fucking beast. I literally feel like a fucking animal right now. Everybody knows that feeling that's ever done a show. That's that 8-week period. And I can guarantee you that you are functioning at a high level. Your blood work looks great if you're not on a bunch of gear. And you are just on a whole nother playing field. This video of me right here was taken about 3.5 months before I posted this video. And this is me absolutely killing everything, being functional and fuckable, and doing some bodybuilder stuff. Hybrid athlete, if you will. And this is my standard right here. Let's play the video. Look at it. I am in shape.
Pretty
I'm
lean.
full. I'm eating food. I'm eating all of my meals. This morning, this was the 800-calorie meal. 800-calorie shake meal. This is my standard. This standard that I have for myself was set because that's whenever I know I was functioning at a high level. Why? Because I got my blood work done. It looked great. My workouts were incredible. My sleep was very good. I was pushing myself. That's the standard that I set for myself. Standards in life are important. Don't let anyone else tell you that they're not. And if you have high standard, expect stress and pressure, motherfucker. Name me one person or any scenario where there is no pressure and no stress, and greatness is occurring. It doesn't. It does not. Axe and Sledge, the 50-plus people that are working here, Elegance Elite, and the 350 to 400 young girls that come through those doors every week would not exist if I did not set high standards for myself. Wouldn't exist. No. Does nobody give a fuck. So, next, in the video, Greg goes on. Like I was saying earlier, he did bust my balls about me shaving, and I probably should. But he said in the video, in my video that I posted, somebody made a comment that said, "You're still in better shape than 99% of humans on the planet." And Greg continued to go on and said that he said, and he commented in there,
"Still in better shape than 99% of humans on the planet."
Here.
And I literally wrote 99.9%. This low level of body fat, it's not common.
So he's saying that I'm actually in better shape than 99.9% of people on the planet. And my level of body fat is not normal. And you are 100% correct. I do like to think of myself as functional and fuckable. I am a handsome gentleman, and I do have a low percentage of body fat. However, for me, that is my life. It's not normal to look like this. But I'm not in the game for being normal. I'm not here to be normal. This video that I showed you about me, that video that I posted about me kind of getting fat, it's fat for me. It's my standard. And it was a vulnerable video that I put out showing the different things that I've went through in my life, that I went through in the past month and a half. Because around the holidays, it did get super stressful. And it was really intense. It happens. As a result from the mayhem that occurred at our company and us putting ourselves in the position for me to be filming these videos and get into this, we worked a lot of long hours. And the stress that was there of me working those 12, 14, and 16-hour days was because I wanted to put myself in this position. And then we had a hiccup over Black Friday. And of course, I'm going to look at myself. And in the video, I explain these things. I talk about how intense things get and what you do in those times kind of dictate the future. That's how this works. So the video, and I said I kind of got fat, and Greg in his video was showing me from behind, and I do look pretty good from behind. But in the video, this right here is me a few weeks ago showing my vulnerability and what I termed I got kind of fat. It says right there. I'm in the way there. The title of the video is I Got Kind of Fat. Now, of course, I know that I'm not fat. It's fat for me. Made me unhappy with how I looked in the mirror. I just didn't feel comfortable looking at myself. I look in the mirror and I say, Seth, you can do better. And here in this video, I showed a vulnerable point of me shaking my belly. Now from behind, like I said, Greg was showing some videos of me behind, and I did look good. I do look good. But he didn't show that. Let's do a little rewind there. Yeah. Shake my belly. It's not bad, but that ain't fucking me. Oh. The Ghrelin. The Ghrelin made me do it. The Ghrelin made me do it. That was the Ghrelin talking. Not me. Like, okay, so my typical day was working, and then when I'd come home, I'd eat dinner. My dinner, say it was tacos, or say it was somewhat of a healthy meal, because Hannah doesn't really make any bad food. And I don't eat a whole lot of bad food. I just eat a lot, okay? So I'd eat dinner, and then after dinner, I'd sit down with the kids, and I'd eat a few cookies. Now, a few cookies could be 2, could be 3, could be 4. Could be the sugar cookies. It could have been the chocolate chip cookies. Could have been all those different things. And then I'd have some peanut butter and jelly rice cakes. And then I'd have, a bag of pretzels and a few Diet Pops. But it was the Ghrelin. So in this video here, Greg states that if you don't know what Ghrelin is, he'll explain it here for you.
A day, he says I'm stress eating.
Eating.
No, it's not actually stress eating. When your body fat level gets too low, a hunger hormone known as ghrelin increases. Leptin releases to make you feel full, and ghrelin releases to make you hungry. When your body fat levels go down, your fat cells, they get diminished. Rather than being, for example, half full, they may only be a quarter full. The less full those fat cells are, the hungrier you're going to get.
The hungrier you get. Now, I don't mean to be an asshole here, but after a large full meal that my wife cooks for me and I love it, having 3 cookies nice chocolate chips or maybe 4 or 5 sugar cookies, and then half a sleeve of peanut butter and jelly rice cakes, and then a bag of pretzels with 3 Diet Pops, I'm not sure that that's the Ghrelin talking. Now, in my life, I have chosen the path of the mayhem, okay? I know the difference between healthy and not healthy. I've already made enough wrong decisions in my life. This point, whenever I stated that I'm stress eating, if I used the Ghrelin as an excuse, that would make me an asshole. Because it wasn't the Ghrelin. It was just me choosing that as a crutch to deal with the problems that were occurring in my life. Do you think that, let's say, this video, instead of me saying I got kind of fat, it said that I became somewhat of an alcoholic over the holidays because of the stress? What hormone do I get to blame it on then? And in my past, my illustrious, beautiful, infamous past, I have turned to drugs and alcohol before. Okay, so let's say that instead of eating all of that food, let's state that I grabbed a bottle of scotch or a bottle of bourbon, because we all know I love my scotch and bourbon. Let's state that I grabbed those instead of the food. At nighttime, after I have my meal of food, to stay in shape and look good, I took a half a bottle of fucking Glenlivet 18 to the face and said, man, that Ghrelin or whatever fucking hormone I get to use at this time made me do it. That would make me an asshole. The fucking 2 grams of blow I'm doing with that fucking half a bottle of Jack at night, that hormone really got me. Stress will make you do wild things. And in my video, I explained that. I said stress will make people do insane things, and that is a real thing in life. Stress is real. We all need to mitigate it different, and we need to find things to help us get through those. I use the food as a crutch around the holidays because it got the best of me. I can't blame it on fucking Ghrelin. I can't blame any problem I have or anything that I've done in my past. You know, I just really liked cocaine. Or I really just, needed that bottle of scotch. Where's the blame? Where do I get to blame my next problem on? Where do I get to blame my issues on? Give me a break. If I took if I took a full fucking bottle of scotch to the face 5 days a week, would we still be having this conversation? No, people would just be saying, you need way more help, Seth. So, I'm not in the game of excuses. No, not in it. Which brings me to the next point of saying that, where Greg states that I need counseling because I'm obsessed with how I look and wanting to be very lean. Now, again, like I said earlier, being lean and being in shape and being healthy and knowing what I'm capable of and stiff dick in my fucking days, like I posted the video of right here, this one, like I know I'm lean right there. I know I have my blood work. I fucking know I can run a Murph with a vest on in under a fucking hour. I know I can incline press 275 for sets of 8. Yeah, baby, bring it the fuck on. I know that. Very well aware of that. This point right here was some of my, was just, this is 50% vegan Seth right here. You know what 50% vegan is? It's me eating meats, fruits, veggies, and other carbohydrates without a bunch of fucking bullshit being put into my body, like cookies and pretzels and fucking a bunch of different garbage, like no Doritos. Why the fuck do we need Doritos? Why do we need pretzels? Why do we need all these poor things? Why? Because we like them. They're designed for us to like them. This is me not drinking as much. This is me having a fucking beer or 2 on the weekends, enjoying it, having a couple drinks, rubbing the old lady, slapping some asses, getting in them cheeks and titties. That's me at my best, okay? I know that. So what's wrong with having that as a fucking standard? And also, what's wrong with me wanting to go and get into the best shape I've been in 10 years? What's wrong with me wanting to say, Seth, go after it? Put some pressure on yourself, bro. 16 weeks of mayhem. You haven't looked like you have done a show in over 10 years. Put on a fucking show for everybody. Go kill shit. Yeah, like, why aren't you talking to yourself like that? I think you should be talking to yourself like that. Call me an asshole again, but setting high standards for yourself and pushing yourself and putting yourself out there on the internet and putting vulnerabilities out there is what this is for. And again, it is the internet, and I understand why Greg made the video, which we'll get into in another minute here, but that's just how I view it. And in this clip right here, Greg discusses that I am a little too obsessed with having such low percentage of body fat, which I wouldn't say low, because that's unhealthy, and because you watched me shake my belly at the beginning of this video. You watched me shake my belly. Like, again, saying that I want to have a leaner belly than this What's wrong with that? What's wrong with wanting to get back where I was whenever I was just fucking killing shit? Standards, motherfuckers. So, and in this, he says that I'm obsessed and that I need to go get counseling rather than go on a diet.
He hates the way he looks. In my opinion, rather than going on some weight loss challenge, he needs to go get counseling.
I need to go get counseling.
Talk it out.
Talk it out. Now, counseling. Anybody that is close to me will know that I am crazy. And in the video where I stated that I got kind of fat, I even stayed in there, you know I'm crazy. Listen here, everybody. Great things in this world do not occur without you doing some wild shit. If you hold yourself to the standard of mediocrity in society, what are you going to do? Nothing. You won't. Some people are too afraid to go after anything in life. I put my video out there, and I told you in there, I hope this influences you to set new standards and go after things that you want to in life. Do this with me, because I'm going to put out a bunch of videos on the internet of all this shit going on. If I went to a counselor and they told me, Seth, you have a very unhealthy relationship with yourself about the way you look. I'm like, yeah, I know. I understand. That's why you look like the way you do and I look like the way I do. That's why I am in the position I am in my life, and that's why you sit where you are. Seth, I think you put too much stress on yourself with your business and with the way you look, and you're too obsessive with bodybuilding and your body in the gym. Lady, you are 100% right. I have a very, very off-the-wall vision of myself, and I have a very high standard for myself in life. Like I said in the beginning of this video, everything that I have right now and everything that I am in this industry and my uniqueness in a very unique industry is because of who I am as a person. And it is fucking batshit crazy. And I am proud of every single fucking thing I've ever done. All the people that work here wouldn't work here if I didn't have such high standards. Everything that I've done in this community would not be existing, and it wouldn't happen without me being who I am in this world. Counselors can say whatever they want. We can go talk for hours. By the end of the conversation that I have with that counselor, they will want to bring their child to my gymnastics. By the end of the time I'm done talking to that counselor, they'll want to get into a program with me and train every single fucking night. You know why? Because it is not unhealthy to have this view of yourself. This kind of rhetoric that Greg has right now is exactly why there's so many fucking pussies in society. Because that's why everybody has a crutch on something. It was the Ghrelin talking. Oh, I was so stressed out, I just started drinking. Fuck off. Hold yourself to a higher standard and push yourself. This thing in life where everybody's like, oh, the pressure got to me. Sure, it can get you, but did it get the best of you? Did it fuck you up? And even if it did fuck you up, stand back up and go after life. Stiff dick that motherfucker. Stop having this unhealthy relationship with yourself of being okay with being mediocre. Push yourself. I am a hardworking motherfucker. I pride myself on it. I know what it's like to try and be normal. I know what it's like to push myself to insane lengths. And I choose pushing myself to insane lengths every single day of the week. And if people want to say that I need counseling, people want to say that I'm an asshole, people want to say that I have body dysmorphia, have at it. You might be right on all of it. But in life, I'm not selling myself short. You know why? Because there's people in this world that have real problems. There are people in this world that come down with debilitating diseases that are going to kill them before they actually should die. There's people in this world don't ever get to see the age of 11. They don't even get to see the age of 16, drive a car, go to prom, have their first kiss, get married. They don't even get to see that shit. Why? Because they come down with some type of debilitating disease in life and it kills them before they do. So me, that's where this hardworking motherfucker concept came from. If I short myself and say, Seth, it's okay to be mediocre. Don't put pressure on yourself. It's okay that the Ghrelin was high. It's okay. Fuck you. No, you don't get to use that crutch. You are a healthy, able-bodied man that is capable of doing incredible things. You have a unique mindset in life. You have been through so many different things in this world, and it's time for you to step up and be the best motherfucker you can be in every single aspect of life and push yourself to change how your community fucking operates. And that's exactly what I do every single fucking day of the week. Monday through Sunday. Strive for the fucking best. Set standards for myself and hold myself in a fucking high regard, and never find a fucking excuse. Ever. So again, I wouldn't have everything in this world if it wasn't for this mindset, for my standards. I think I'm doing a pretty fucking good job in life. I take a lot of pride in what I've done. Having as many employees as we do, the departments that we do, the uniqueness of our brands, what I've done with my wife over at Elegance Elite Gymnastics, having 350 kids come through those doors and know that those kids can come to a place that is clean, safe, and going to encourage them to become better young women and push themselves and set standards for themselves rather than find the crutch and be just like everyone else in the world. Everybody wants to try and change the world. Everybody wants to try and find a thing to do in society, and they try and do it on this big, grand fucking scale rather than starting in their own home or rather than starting in their own community. I am nationally known. I have a great YouTube channel, and thank you all for watching and all these wonderful things. However, when you do something in your community and you know you're making a difference and you are impacting people, and I am up close and personal with these young women over there on the team, and I train the optional levels every single Thursday night, and watching them grow and put themselves and think of the great things that they're going to do after high school, I'm proud of that. It is very cool. And again, this video that Greg did, he's saying that I have an unhealthy image of myself. I probably do. Every single bodybuilder does. Don't even think for a second that he doesn't have the same thoughts about himself. And in fact, he actually even states that in the comment section of his video that I commented back. Right here. After his video, I stated, my man, because again, Greg and I are friends, and this video isn't directed at him saying he's a huge piece of shit, because I like Greg. Like he said, he himself has set standards for the internet. I said, my man, I appreciate the video as always. I know I need the shave. And I'm going to make sure to talk to my counselor tomorrow about my obsessions. That's me busting his balls because I know. He knows I don't need counseling. He's just saying it for his video. We all have different standards in life. We do. If I went by regular standards in society, I wouldn't be where I am in life. And of course, I know I'm not fat. I just let myself go over the holidays. Pretzels and cookies got me. Reaction video coming in hot early next week. He posted this on Saturday. Today is Monday. Here with Benny Boy. And we're filming it. Now, right here, this is where he said, true enough, if we held ourselves to the current standards, we'd all be a bunch of pussies. Yes. Right there, he knows that I was going to make a video like this. Who don't give a shit about anything. That's right. Mediocrity. They don't care about anything. They're great the way they are, and they're beautiful and wonderful, and I can do anything but don't have to fucking work for it. And just think we should celebrate being out of shape and being scared to say anything controversial. 100%, Greg, which is exactly why I made this video. He knows that. I do have body dysmorphia. Every time I look in the mirror, I look for something to improve upon. Absolutely. Bodybuilding will do that to you. I don't look at it as a bad thing, though. Other people may look at it as a bad thing, but motherfucker, I don't. Neither does Greg. Neither do many of you. I just prefer to not ever stop working for it. And things do happen in life, like the holidays and all the stress that we had. And at that moment, life was getting the best of me. It was not the Ghrelin. I didn't choose the scotch. I chose the food. Like I said, if I chose the scotch, we'd be having much different conversation right now. It wouldn't be a hormone. It would have been life decisions. It's this weird thing in society that we think that it's okay to be out of shape and it's okay to eat Doritos and pretzels and McDonald's and choose all these shitbag things. You should be pushing yourself to be the absolute best you can be in all aspects of life. And like I said in the beginning, I was going to touch on Greg here. Greg is a hardworking motherfucker. That guy has done so much work for the industry on the internet. It's incredible. He has set new standards for how the internet runs when it comes to reaction videos. Him, Derek, Nick, they're all in it. But with Greg, if I have body dysmorphia about how I look, and even though I look pretty good, I still am always searching for something. And my fat's different than your fat, and here it is with him. If I have body dysmorphia, Greg has video dysmorphia. Because whenever I post a video online and it gets 50,000 views in a 24-hour period, woo! That means 50,000 of you beautiful motherfuckers showed up to watch my movie that I put out that day. That's pretty incredible. If I get 25,000 views in 24 hours, that means I averaged 1,000 people per hour showed up to watch my movie that I put out for the day. That's 25,000 people. Dude, that's a lot of people. Imagine 25,000 people like lined up somewhere. It's incredible. Or lined up outside of a movie theater to go watch your movie that you put on the internet. That's incredible. If Greg got 25,000 views in a 24-hour period, that man would have a full-blown meltdown. That's not his standard. I'd be pumped. Not him. Video sucked. Horrible. It did shit. 25,000 views in a day. Something's wrong with the internet. Oh my God, something's wrong with the internet. See where I'm going with this? Greg gets 100,000 plus in a day. Sometimes 100,000 plus in less than 10 hours. Standards, motherfucker. And he sets them just like I set them for myself. He's proud of the work that he's done, and I'm proud of myself and the work that I do. That's what makes us similar. But I'm not going to sit here and call Greg a hypocrite for having that type of view and also making a post that says, true enough, we held ourselves to those current standards. We all be a bunch of p***s. He knows the same shit. So, again, I commend Greg for all the shit that he's done for this, for the internet and YouTube, and it's awesome because it makes me want to talk about some of the same subjects that he talks about, because you can already tell that I have a much different perspective on certain things than he does, than Nick does, than Derek does. However, we've all been in this industry and pushed ourselves and challenged ourselves and pushed ourselves for new standards and new things, and great stuff because it's awesome. It's life. Like I said, not everybody gets to fucking live it. There's people that don't even know what it's like to fucking fail miserably. They die young. They die when they're 12 because they came down with a fucking debilitating disease that ruined them and ate their family alive and pushed their parents to horrible things in life. That ain't me. I don't got those type of problems in my fucking life. I just got work to do. Everyone, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below in the comment section of what you thought of this video. And also, if you do get the chance, throw in there if there's any videos you want to see me do a reaction to. We're going to do it. Greg, I love you. Thank you for the video. Hope to talk soon, brother. We'll see you.